How we doing? Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. We're going to go down to a track here that I've only been to twice in my entire life. And as you can see, we were heading south on Route 81. And anybody who goes into Pennsylvania on Route 81, especially if you're heading down to Big Diamond Raceway, this was on August 15th, 2008. We got off and took a little detour at one point, and boy, what a scenic drive down it was. I believe I was hanging out with Jeremiah Fish on this particular day. And of course, when you're going to Pennsylvania on Route 81, you never know when you're going to see a traffic jam, and there was a big one on this particular day. But here's Big Diamond, there's the entrance, and if you've been to Big Diamond before, you get it on your GPS, and there's a point where you're close by going, this little side road here can't be right, but it is. And here we are, and you can see they were just done some recent renovations, I believe, at this time. Blankets are down. And I got there nice and early. You can see there's not even maybe 2-3 race car haulers in the pits at this point, because I always like to get to these places early, meet the people who owned it. One of the things they did a lot of down there are corn roasts, and that's what this is. They had a corn roast going on this particular night, and we did have some, by the way, and it was good. So thanks to everybody down at Big Diamond. And you can see with all the crushed stone and everything around, that is what made me think that there was a recent renovation. And right off the backstretch, they're still drilling coal. They're down there mining and getting coal out of the ground. So saved seats there. Now, this is something I hadn't seen at the time. That's why I took some extra pictures here. They're not vertical hailers like we have today, but it looks like they're doing the same kind of thing. They're digging down and getting the racetrack ready. John T. Wirtz, didn't know who he was, but they were remembering him on this night. So, John, we hope you're enjoying the afterlife, racing up there in heaven and having some fun doing it. And you can see it's just like a vertical halo. They're really getting down in there to make that track a little bit nicer. This is Bobby Gunther Walsh. I met him on this particular day. I'd run into him a couple times before. Ernie Saxton always talked about him because he was a DJ at a local radio station and actually did pretty well. Had one of the big spots that, because usually it's only morning and afternoon drive time are the only people that make any money in radio. There he is, Scooby or the Quaker Shaker, take your pick. I kind of like Quaker Shaker myself. Rick Lawback, the familiar Alpha Mills car right there. This is Mike Nicholas, one of the guys that I met down there on this particular day. Met a lot of people. I like all the little extra writing on the back here. Who's driving this week? Is it going to rain out? And who is that? There you go. Billy Pouch Jr. is driving the number 8 car here at Big Diamond tonight. I know you know this car here. We're going to see the driver of that car in just a minute as we take a look at. You can see how much the pit area had filled up from my earlier time that I was there, getting some pictures. I think you know this guy, Kenny Brightbill, checking out her right rear, getting ready to put it on. There's Dwayne Howard in front of running for Troyer back then. And this guy here, you're going to see him in just a second nailed down next to his car. This is the first time I'd seen an actual 18-wheeler used as a water truck and a packer. So that's why I took a picture of that right there. And this was right before they're ready to go out. You can see the track is getting packed down pretty well. And they didn't have just one of those 18-wheelers. They actually had 2 of them out there. And there's the backstretch. When I went out there, saw a lot of guys go too wide coming out of the turns. And you can see how much that drops off. I'm not sure if it's like that today or not. But it was interesting. Yingling Beer was, by the way, one of the sponsors. This is Colt Harris. Believe a modified driver at the time, although don't quote me on that. He was a long-time most popular driver down at Big Time, and I think he won the award a couple of times here. Here's Ryan Godown, what looks like a new car, because there's nothing really on it, except they put a little graphic on there, and that's about it. And tell me that suspension doesn't look a little outdated in today's world. So they're getting ready now. It's going to be any time now that they're heading out on the racetrack, and that's always my favorite time is when they start firing up those engines and I start to get a little whiff of race fuel here and there. Had a lot of stock cars down there. They had a unique term for them. They weren't street stocks. They weren't anything like that. I can't remember what they called them, but they had a lot of them. And unlike New York State, where most of these mid-70s Novas have rusted away or been or met their end on a racetrack somewhere, there were still a lot of them down here back in 2008. And boy, I'll tell you, if you were building a stock car Hall of Fame, that the 75 Nova, all that range, I think it was 75 was the first year for that bigger Nova. That would definitely be in there. Now, this is something they do at a lot of these tracks down there. Grandview is another one that does this as well. They bring them all out, all the cars. It's not just the mods, it's the stock cars, it's the sportsmen, it's everybody. That was Jeff Strunk, by the way, in the red suit that you just saw. Kenny Brightbill getting ready to go here. Big man getting into his modified. I'll tell you, he better stretch when he gets in there because he's like 6'2" or something like that, and he is a big man. But you can see they had all the cars out there. They pack them in. Then what they do is they pull one group off, like maybe pull the stock cars in, maybe the mods, maybe the sportsmen, and then they would give them hot laps. So at one point they would all be sitting in the infield And again, I'd never seen that particular thing done until I had gone down to Pennsylvania, because up here in central New York and really all across New York State, all the sportsmen go out together, the mods go out together, the hobby stocks go out together. They don't really mix them up there. And there's the Ring Goes Rocket. And then, of course, is Ryan Godown finally in his car there. I just like these kind of pictures. It shows a team ready to go. You know, they've got everything stacked. They got their lights there. They are ready for a night of action at Big Diamond. And as you can see, they're just about ready to go now. And this just little handheld camera, I was surprised it did this good a job. And we always find people to talk to at the concession stands. A lot of nice folks work at racetracks. And hear what I was talking about. See how they have them all down in the infield now? And they're getting ready to head out for their first hot laps of the night. You can see they got the infield pretty packed here for this deal. Of course, at some point, you can see we're working our way towards the tower right now. And we're going to show you some of that here in just a second. And as I always like to go into the tower and see what's going on. Here's a few of the cars getting ready to go. J450. I like that. 1450, I believe, is what it is on that one. Probably a radio call sign, now that I think about it. So heading back up. Corn roast is still going on. People are having some good food. And hot laps are just ending as we're getting ready. And here's a look up in the tower, which is a very nice tower, by the way. I love the checkered floor that they had inside here. And again, thoroughly blown away by this place. National anthem. Here, time, obviously, everybody's standing, saluting the country. And as you can see, they had a pretty good crowd on this night. Not everybody's there, because you can see some of the blankets are down, but the people aren't in their seat yet. And again, Big Diamond, good time. Got to get down there again. Hopefully some of you guys from down that way will share this so everybody can see it. Hit the blue E down there in the corner, guys. That'll subscribe you. Every time we're talking about something cool here. But hey, I got to get down there. I do have another bin from Big Diamond. We'll try to put that up at some point here soon. Hope you guys are doing well. Remember, subscribe. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers. And hit that PayPal, guys. We need a little help getting back on the road. So good to see you guys. Hope to see you at the track real soon.